Alright, so welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, as you can tell, we're going to be ranking every single Fortnite event. Now, as you guys know, within the next week or so, we're going to be getting a brand new event with Season 6. And I think it's pretty good timing to do this tier list video. So make sure to drop a like if you do going to enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. But let's get straight into this, and let's start off with the end event. Now, this was obviously the event where we were introduced to the brand new map to end off Chapter 1. I'm going to put this in the A tier. I actually really enjoyed this event. Obviously the impact it had on the storyline as well was amazing, and it was very exciting to see like the meteor and the 0 point sort of collide and like the impact it had. It was a crazy event. I'm definitely putting it in the A tier. Now moving on to the next one, we've got the monster versus robot event. For me, this is definitely going in the S tier. 100% one of my favourite events of all time, and the way the fight ended with the robot just picking up the sword from Neo Tilted and just finishing off the monster. The battle was just so intense, and there wasn't 1 second during that event where I just wasn't so impressed and so entertained by the actual battle. So for me, it's definitely going in the S tier. On to the next one then, we've got the rocket event. Now this is actually one of the first Fortnite events ever, with obviously tilted towers and the rocket event flying around the map. This is quite an old event. I think it was back in 2018, and considering it was one of the first events, I'm going to put it in the A tier. There was definitely a lot of nostalgia for this event, and considering Fortnite was on the come up, it was really impressive and really entertaining to watch the event as well, so that's definitely going in the A tier. Moving on to the next one, we've got the Marshmallow Event. Now this is actually a really good event. Obviously Travis Scott just makes it look like it's nothing, but it was still a good overall event, and it was really good to witness, so I'm going to put it in the B tier. It was cool to see Marshmallow play his music, and I'm pretty sure Marshmallow was like commentating at one point live, so that was pretty cool. But comparing it to some of the other events we've had, it's not quite as good, so I'm going to put it in the B tier. Now moving on to the next one, we've actually got the device event with Midas and like the whole flood onto the map. I'm going to put it in the C tier. Again, it's a good event, but comparing it to some of the other ones, it's not quite as good, and I think I was kind of disappointed at the time with how the event ended. I think a lot of people definitely created a lot more hype around it, and the expectations were a lot higher. But again, it was pretty cool to see the flood onto the map, and the event overall was really entertaining still, but it definitely wasn't one of my favourites, so I'm going to put it in the C tier. Now on to the next one, we've got the Ice King event in Season 7. Now this was the event where the Ice King appeared and made the whole map snow. Again, it's not really one of the best events. I'm going to put it in the D tier. Like, the impact it had wasn't really anything too much. Obviously we had the snow map which lasted for a couple of days, and the whole like Ice King was actually holographic, so it wasn't even like a physical Ice King, comparing it to like how Travis Scott was. So it wasn't quite as impressive in my opinion, so I'm going to put that in one of the lower tiers with D. Now speaking of Travis Scott, that is the next one. You already know that's going in the S tier. This was probably, again, definitely top 2 favourite events of all time for me. Travis Scott has got to be up there. Like, I think it could even be the best event of all time. Like, the way the graphics worked and the music and like the whole hype around the event, and the way it ended as well with Travis Scott playing one of his new songs. Like, the entire event was just so entertaining, and it's definitely blown every other event out the park. Like, especially comparing it to Marshmallow and stuff, the graphics, just everything about the event was so impressive. It's definitely going in the top tier. Now, moving on to the next one, we've got the Meteor event. Now, again, not really one of my favourites. There's nothing bad about the event, but I definitely preferred a lot of the other events a lot more. So I'm just going to put that in the C tier. Nothing really stands out too much, but yeah, again, I'm just going to put it in the C tier. That's just my opinion. Now, moving on to the next one, we've got the Unvaulting event, where you could choose to unvault a weapon next to the 0 point. I'm going to put this in the B tier. It was actually a good event to get the community involved. Obviously, the drum gun ended up getting unvaulted because that got the most votes, but yeah, it was a cool little feature to involve, you know, the players with the event and have it so we could actually have an impact on the event. So yeah, I'm gonna put that in the B tier. There was nothing really bad about it either. It was pretty good overall, so yeah, I'm gonna put it in B. Now on to the next one, we've got the Star Wars event. For me, this has to go in the lowest tier. I'm gonna put it in the E tier. I know a lot of other people would agree with me when I say this, that the event just dragged out so much. They were talking for like 20 minutes and the event got kind of boring. Even though know we did get to use the lightsabers at the end, which was pretty cool. The event just seemed to drag out so much, and it just felt like we were watching people talk for like an hour. So for me, I'm gonna put that in the bottom tier. Now onto the next one, we've got the Kevin the Cube. Now this wasn't really an event, it was just the way the cube appeared on the map, and he was like traveling around the place, and it even destroyed a building in Tilted Towers. So it's pretty cool to see like what it did, and in terms of the storyline, Kevin the Cube has such a big impact on it. So for me, I'm gonna put it in the C tier. It was pretty cool to see this like just random cube appear on the map and see what it actually did with the storyline and the actual destruction of the map as well. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in C. Now moving on to the last one, we've got the Volcano event. I'm definitely putting this in the A tier. It's not quite S, but it's not far off because it was a really impressive event. The way the volcano erupted and the actual destruction of the map. Tilted Towers got destroyed. I'm pretty sure it destroyed Retail Row as well. And those POIs got absolutely destroyed. And it was a very exciting event. So yeah, I'm going to put it in A tier. And that is the list complete. So let me know in the comments down below whether you agree with my list or not. And leave a comment down below saying your favourite event of all time. If I had to choose one, it's a close one, but it's got to be the Travis Scott event for me. It's definitely a close one though. The Monster vs Robot was a really impressive event, but for me Travis Scott just about edges it. That is definitely an event that will go down in history. But yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and make sure you got those notifications turned on as well, and make sure you use creator code CoreyJT123 in the item shop. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.